please tell me what's going on? Can you talk? Are you okay? Because you don't look okay. What happened to your head? Captain, can you tell me what happened to your head?
Put on your
All right, this video is entitled When You've Been Watching the Kids All Day and Your Wife Finally Gets Home.
Can you please tell me what's going on? Can you talk? Are you okay? Because you don't look okay. What happened to your head? Captain, can you tell me what happened to your head?
Put on your
Now, I posted this for good reason. And by the way, welcome to all you guys. Wish you guys a happy Thursday. Be sure to subscribe to the page, turn on your notifications. Don't forget to like the video if you like what you hear, and especially like the video if you, in fact, hate what you hear, because that's the kind of anarchy that you can put out into the world that would support your level of hate. Now, those of you who are on Twitter or X who are watching, I very much appreciate you. You can't post comments unless you go to my YouTube page. So those of you who would like to get to the YouTube page, it is at Way of Waters. There you see it down at the bottom right there, at Way of Waters. Shout out to my man Kit, who I see is already in the chat. Shout out to you. He is the man who's responsible for the beautiful logo that we have on the Way of Waters channel. I'm live here Thursday at 2 o'clock every week. I'm live on my other channel at Reese Waters at 2 o'clock every week. Difference being that one is fire and brimstone and heavily political, and this one is we talk about fuckery in this one. I'm talking about my very slow journey to spiritual freedom and transformation. And I would love to have some guests on this particular channel. I'm going to begin the process of reaching out to some folks that can join me and share their stories with you guys. If you have anybody you would like to suggest, whether it be comedians that are in the mindfulness space who talk about, therapy and psychoanalysis and all that good stuff, would be great. Or people that are in the space that you feel like need to have their voices amplified. I'm always taking suggestions. You can email me at, you can put them in the chat right there, or you can email me at reese.waters@gmail.com to get on that email list. Shout out to my man Supervillain as well. Fortunately, it is not that hot of a day in Washington, D.C., so I'm not dying as I typically am when I come to you live and I'm in this space. You guys see, I got my Kobe shirt on, as I promised I would have on Tuesday, and I wore that for good reason. Because Kobe is a significant figure in my journey, because I saw Kobe and the way that actually I think I started liking Kobe. I hated Kobe at first, which, by the way, is a very frequent pathway to my heart, is me starting out hating you. That is very common. There's a lot of those. Okay. I started out hating Kobe. I like, who is this kid, man? Out here with no respect for the elders, talking trash, and just feeling like he was entitled to ascend to the heights of Michael Jordan. That was my view when Kobe first came out. And I first started liking Kobe because I was in New York at the time, and the Knicks were good. This is the late 90s. Right. And so there was a lot of Knick pride, a lot of Knick fervor that I was surrounded by. And something about Kobe's arrogance just triggered the hell out of New Yorkers' arrogance. Like all these old New Yorkers who still want to reminisce about the days of Willis Reed back in the 70s were so triggered by Kobe's arrogance. And it was hilarious. It was so funny. The way that they would get so twisted up about everything that Kobe did was hilarious. And I, as somebody that was triggered by Kobe's arrogance, could not deny the hilarity in this 48-year-old security guard having his day ruined because Kobe talked about how he wanted to be the greatest of all time. It's hilarious. It was hilarious. That's when I first started liking Kobe. Then it became like, let me just see how absurd this can get, right? Let me just see how absurd this can get, this whole Kobe. And the other thing I think about Kobe, too, I was an Iverson guy, and they came out in the same draft, 96 draft. And I was an Iverson guy because I'm in D.C., and he played for Georgetown. So that was the other reason why I wasn't feeling Kobe. But then I just wanted to see just how funny this can get, just how absurd this can get. So I started supporting the Lakers and Kobe like as a goof, like sarcastically. Like I started supporting them sarcastically. And a funny thing happened when I put on the purple and gold. Just felt good. Just felt right. Just fit. You know, I liked it, you know. And then the more I got into Kobe, the more I understood the kind of approach that he took to basketball, the kind of approach that he took in his life. And that was something that I aspired to. I aspired to be that singularly focused. And after the fact, I've heard, you know, since I got into sports media, I've heard various stories about Kobe and the way that he interacted. And, you know, from former teammates and things like that. And they talked about even when he was a teenager, even when he was in his late teens, people will be going out hitting the clubs in LA. And can you imagine anything doper than having the world at your fingertips because you are the star player of the Los Angeles Lakers and you're 19 and you get to go out in LA and just do whatever you want, right? And he wasn't about it. He was, even then, as young as he was waking up early to practice, watching his diet, you know, not hanging out, drinking, smoking, all that kind of stuff. Now, I was doing all of those things. Okay. I was doing all of those things at the time. However, my aspirations were not to be a professional athlete, right? I could do all those things and aspire to be a great comedian. It's one of the beauties of comedy, right? I could do all those things and still aspire to be a great comedian. But his approach was one that I always admired. And I tried to recreate Kobe in my own life. Obviously, I was a trash basketball player. Okay. I was like the only junior that they said couldn't play varsity. Like they won't have me play JV as a junior. And that's when I quit. I was like, nah, we're not doing this. That's how trash I was at basketball. I was on the bench on the freshman team behind a guy named Morgan. Okay. There was a guy named Morgan who started over me as point guard of the freshman team. That's how trash I was at basketball. But his relevance to me is not about basketball. It's about his approach that he took in his life. And really, that's something that I like to point to as often as I can. Like I'm obviously a huge sports fan. Like you see all the jerseys in the back, right? I'm a garbage athlete. My love and what I get from watching sports is not about the ball. It's not about X's and O's. It's about guys' approach to the game and guys' approach to life. And that's why I love Kobe. So there you have it. That was a tangent I didn't expect to get on, but that's kind of what we do here on Thursdays. It's really what we do on Tuesdays also. It's just kind of what I do at this point. Shout out to my man, Be Humble. You are late. Military time, sir. Military time. What are you saying? I was finished in LA about an hour before I seen actual LA when I was stuck in the car. So I posted the video of that Castaway clip because here I can drop it one more time for you. Get into
what's going on? Can you talk? Are you okay? Because you don't look okay. What happened to your head? Captain, can you tell me what happened to your head?
Okay, that is the condition that my wife found me in last night after she came back from a work event. She was gone. Let me think. She left around 7 something. She was gone for about 2 hours. She was gone for about 2 hours. And she put the baby down before she left. So I basically had one child for 2 hours, and that was the condition that I was in when she came back home. All was well and good in the home. We made it. Since we're using sports analogies, this was like me. This is like me picking up the fumble and running it back in the Super Bowl as Leon Lett. You know what I mean? I think I'm about to score. I stretch the ball out before I get to the end zone, and all of a sudden, here comes Don Beebe. Okay. My daughter has a routine that she goes through before she goes to bed, and she had been wonderful all night, beautiful all night. Her routine involves brushing her teeth and reading her some books and singing a song and turning on her white noise and making sure she has her water on the nightstand, because if you don't, she definitely coming out. And once she come out once, she like a come out to bed addict. Once she come out once, she treat coming out to bed like Lay's. She can't have just one. If she come out once, she coming out 5 times. She either staying in bed the whole time or she coming out 5 times. That's it, right? So make sure she has her water. Make sure everything is good, right? Now, typically before that happens, she gets her bath, and we put on her pull-up, and she puts on her pajamas, right? But my wife got everything ready in advance because she wanted to take the load off me, got her ready for bed beforehand, right? So she all ready for bed. All I got to do is just come upstairs, read the book, sing the song, give her the water, the white noise, bam, we good, right? We come upstairs. I read her the books. Just turn on the white noise. And you ever get a sneaking suspicion like something ain't right? You know what I mean? This is going too smooth. This cannot be this smooth. This happened to me a bunch of times out on in my social life. Okay. Whether it be a date or a work meeting or something like that. Like this can't be this smooth, right? I'm out here playing like I'm Kobe, and I know I ain't Kobe. Okay, I know I'm Smush Parker. I know I'm Smush Parker. I operate as Smush Parker on a daily basis. So why I'm out here making everything like Kobe? Like what's going on? What's going on? That's how I felt last night. I said I kept running over in my head. I said, what is going on? Like, this can't be. All right, I guess I get it. She got the water. We got the white noise. You read the books. All right, I guess it's time to sing her a song. You know what I mean? So I stood up and turned the light off. And before I could get to the light, I just hear, uh-oh. That is never good. You hear uh-oh. And I look and I see that nature had called upon her in that moment. In that moment, nature had called upon her, which wouldn't have been a problem. In most circumstances, that wouldn't have been a problem, except in our fervor to get my wife out the door, nobody checked to see if she had put on a pull-up before she put on her pajamas. So what would have been the insides of the pull-up was now all over the sheet, top and bottom, liner, everything. Right? We are at the 2-yard line. I'm running the fumble back. Okay, and in 60 seconds, that door was going to be closed, and I was going to be done. I was going to be able to clock out in 60 seconds. Now, all of a sudden, I turn into Mrs. Doubtfire. Like, I'm out here trying to, okay, what do we need to do? What do we need? Okay, all right. We need to change. We need to change. We do that. Because if this happens in the afternoon or any other time of the day, you just strip the bed, let it air out, all that kind of stuff. I don't have time to do none of that. She got to go to bed. I don't have time to do none of that. So I'm frustrated. It didn't immediately occur to me the fact that she was without a pull-up. That didn't immediately occur to me. My immediate reaction was, let's call it frustration. Yeah, let's call it frustration. That was my immediate reaction. I was pretty frustrated at that particular point in time. And as I'm hustling, trying to clean everything up, I see that she has gotten very quiet and she's not sure exactly where to go or what to do. I actually think if my wife would have been home, then she probably would have ran to her. But she wasn't home, and she knew she wasn't home. She didn't have nowhere to go. She was just kind of like in the corner of the room. And I realized in my handling of the situation, I was like, at some point, you're going to have to try and put this child back to bed. And this energy that you have right now is counterproductive to her feeling the peace that she needs to go to sleep. Now, whether that manifests itself in her coming out the room 8 times or whether that manifests itself in her just having a tantrum in the room, neither one of those you want, and you definitely don't want her to wake up the baby. So in your frustration with the situation, you have to manifest acceptance, forgiveness, and love. That is what you have to manifest, right? This is all before I realized the issue with the pull-up. Once I realized the issue with the pull-up, which happened while I was cleaning things up, I was like, that wasn't even really her fault. That wasn't even really her fault. We had forgotten to give her, because if she had that, it wouldn't have been, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been an issue. And she normally has that when she goes to bed, right? So we end up, between the two of us, I decided to turn it into like one of those sitcom episodes where the dad is always so incompetent in the sitcom episodes. The dad is always so incompetent. He never knows what's going on. He never knows where things are located. He never knows the right thing to say. All of those are accurate. It's just that it would be nice, you know what I mean? It would be nice if we had a change of pace. You know, maybe they say be the change you want to be in the world. Maybe that's the show I need to write. Ain't gonna be based on me though. I decided I'm just gonna turn it into one of those sitcom episodes because we will laugh about this at some point, right? In this case, the very next day. I just decided to turn it into one of those sitcom episodes and have her work through everything along with me. So, you know, we were looking for her pull-ups. We didn't find any, which is why we didn't have any. So I asked her what she wanted to do. And she, you know, it we ended up actually putting on one of the baby's diapers, which I also found kind of funny, and she did too. She actually found humor in the fact that one of the baby's diapers was she was going to wear one of the baby's diapers. It was like a throwback. It was like a throwback Thursday for her, right? It's like a throwback Thursday. She took it pretty well, and after it was all said and done, she had all sorts of mismatched linen. I didn't have time to dry the liner, so I had to throw a towel down. She was like, I can't sleep on this towel. I explained to her why the towel was there, and then she accepted it. She was actually a very big girl about all this. I sang her a song, and when I sang her a song, she asked for "Oh Holy Night." That's a story for another time. That's a Ellen thing. That's like my wife's thing. Like she just Christmas all year round. Like it's just Christmas songs all year round. It makes it not special. You know what I mean? You get to December, you've been listening to Christmas music all year round. I'm like, y'all ain't got no new album. You know, ain't no. Where's the Memorial Day? Break out the Memorial Day music. You know, break out the May stuff. No, Christmas music all year round. She asked for "Oh Holy Night," and not only am I opposed to singing Christmas songs in the middle of May, I also don't know the words past night. Okay, I don't know any of the words of "A Holy Night" past night, so I just ad-libbed with things that had happened during the day and characters that she watches in Disney, and Pete the Cat was involved and Daniel Tiger was involved, and it was a good time. She enjoyed the song and she laughed, and then she went to sleep, and she did not come out. She went right to sleep. In fact, my wife came home about 20 minutes after I put her to bed, and she asked if she was asleep. I was like, I haven't even checked the monitor because I expected her to come out. So I didn't even look at the monitor to watch her go to sleep because I just assumed she was going to come out and I would deal with it then. She just went right to sleep. What I take from that is I have to try and keep the end goal in mind, right? Because the end goal at the end of the day was to try and get her to sleep. There's also an end goal that has to do with, her potty training, but that wasn't a lesson for tonight. There are things you could tell her, like, let me know when you have to use the bathroom, but we typically take her before she goes to bed, and she typically has a pull-up on. Neither of those things happen. And it was a different situation for her, I have to try and keep the end goal in mind with how I react to things. Because a lot of times I react to things instinctively, and I want to be punitive, right? I want to be punitive if I get in my feelings or I feel a certain way. That's pretty normal. Like, that's pretty common, but it's not necessarily effective. It doesn't necessarily make it work. So that is why I decided to share that with you. I also want to give myself some props because damn well that I wanted to dictate everything that was going on as it was happening. I wanted the props for being there. I wanted not the props. I did want the props, but I wanted the sympathy. I wanted the sympathy for the situation I was left in. I wanted the sympathy for the house going up into shambles, and it just happens when you decide to leave for 2 hours to go to a work event. That's what I wanted, right? I think we all want that. If it happens to be your shift, and then all of a sudden that's when the robbers break in, or all of a sudden that's when the shelf falls down, or whatever the case may be. Oh, hell yeah, you letting everybody know. Yeah. You remember that shelf that I warned y'all about that y'all refused to say? It fell down. That's what I got to deal with now. So thank y'all. I appreciate you for it. I appreciate you. Thank y'all. That's what I wanted to do, right? But I also would take offense if she didn't feel like she could leave and go to a 2-hour work thing. Right? Like I'm not a parent, like I'm not mature. You know, I want to also have the credit of being somebody that can take care of things, right? And I don't want the what's going on at home to always be something that she has to think about, right? I want her in the same way I leave and I'm not concerned about whether the kids got to bed. I just assume they got to bed because she's there. I want that for her too. And if I'm giving her a synopsis, minute by minute synopsis of everything that's going on, that doesn't move me towards that. Now, does it? Right? So I had to resist the urge. Now I'm gonna tell her when she get home. Don't think she ain't gonna know. She gonna know. She gonna know. Okay, she gonna know. But let her enjoy her event. Let her enjoy her event. And then when she comes back, you tell her the story, and then you get all the sympathy and the love and the props that you handled it, which is what happened. It worked out well. It worked out well. My daughter handled it well. I thought I handled it well. My wife handled it well. It was a win. It was a win. It was a win for the Waters family. It was not a win for that bed. That I don't know that the baby will be able to sleep on that. I don't. It was not a win for that bed. That bed was the big loser in this circumstance. But there you have it. That was only 27 minutes. That wasn't too bad. Let's see what else we got here.
Was ist los?
This is so ridiculous. This is called Why I Don't Answer.
Einen Moment.
I can't believe this really
Was
happened.
ist los?
I can't believe that really happened in a movie. I don't know what happened in the last couple of weeks. Have y'all been getting a bunch of random calls? Is that because of elections? Is it because of elections I've been getting random calls? I've been getting random calls. And typically, I actually stopped answering I have 2 lines because I have a old work number, but I actually stopped answering my first phone because I got so many spam calls. I put myself on a do not call list. I did all the things that they say to do. I put myself on a do not call list, and I got so mad about it. I took my ball and went home. I said, I'm just not answering the phone no more. I will live in a phoneless world. And guess what? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place to be. Now, there's a very real possibility. I would put it at 80%. Okay. There's a very real possibility that I have missed some significant professional opportunities because of my inability to answer the phone. I just have to live with that. I just have to live with that. I mean, if it was that important, you should have sent me an email. How about that? I'm bad. I'm bad. That's one of the many reasons why I need an assistant. I'm so terrible. I answer my email. I mostly answer texts. I do not answer the phone, and I don't answer my DMs because I get too many DMs, especially on Instagram. And I know there's professional opportunities on there too. That's why I need help. I need help. But I didn't make myself this way. When you refuse to tamp down on spam calls, you put my number out there, y'all made me this way. Somebody went and sold my information to these people that could solicit me for some nonsense. Now nobody gets answered. Y'all did that. That's not even my fault.
Well, shocking news to find out that your children mama got shot. Then you got to be stuck with your kids and hoping that she live. So,
okay, so this was a news interview. Apparently, there was a shooting, and they interviewed the husband of the victim, and he says it's a bad thing to tell your kids that their mama got shot and be stuck with your kids and hoping that she lived.
It's just a shocking news to find out that your children mama got shot. Then you got to be stuck with your kids and hoping that she lives. So
can you imagine? Can you imagine? And then you got to be stuck with your kids. He couldn't even hide. Like I can't even give you the benefit that you misspoke. I can't. And then you got to be stuck with your kids. No, I was happy. I was happy to be stuck with my kids last night. We had a wonderful time. And if you think that am not remembering every bit of what happened so I could tell her when she gets older.
That's what friends are for good times and bad.
Okay, so this is a woman dancing with a man at the club. He clearly doesn't notice because I think he's in love. He just has completely locked eyes with this woman. He has found the one for him. And you know what? She also has a support system because she has her friend coming to rescue her and let her know that her wig fell down.
That's what friends are for good times and bad.
Now, I'm conflicted here because obviously this is a wonderful thing that her friend did for her. But as a fan of comedy, this is the same situation I was in when I made the Cameron video yesterday. This is the exact same situation I was in. I was like, I clearly have a view of this and how inappropriate his behavior was. But as a fan of comedy, and that's why I like Cam to begin with. That's why I like Cam to begin with. I mean, he's a dope rapper, but it's mostly because he's entertaining and funny. As a fan of comedy, I am deeply conflicted. In a situation like this, it is the right thing to do to help your friend and put her wig back. But how could you deny the world the joy of experiencing her walking around with her wig like that? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it was a little bit selfish. It's a little bit selfish. Thankfully, we got the video before she put the wig back. And actually, you know what? Maybe that's the answer. Is she found the silver bullet. She found the way to do both because she fixed the wig, but not after there's footage of the wig down. And in her fixing the wig, she highlights that the wig was down because if she wouldn't have fixed it, then you wouldn't really know what you're looking at. So she actually found a way to be a good friend and to give us the content that we needed at the same time. You know what? That's a win-win. That's a win-win. Well done by that woman. Okay. This is called When the Mud Bath Exposes You. So you, at this point, just need to look at the circle in the middle. Smile. Okay. There it is. Okay. Oh man. I didn't really have a good reason to post that, other than it made me think of the fact. Did any of you guys what I got pits? No, we're good. No. Yeah, see, I'm not that hot. We doing good. Any of you guys grow up with that myth about the ring in the pool that if you peed in the pool, there would be a ring around you? Any of you guys grow up with that? I was told that as a very young person, probably in grade school, and I proceeded to be terrified for the next decade that was going to happen to me. At some point, I realized that it was a lie. It took 10 years. It took a very long time. Took 10 years. Took a long time. Now, it never discouraged me. It just gave me pause. You know what I mean? It just always gave me pause. I felt like at some point, you know, you've gotten away with enough now that you just charge it to the game. Just charge it to the game. Like, if it happens, it's kind of like I feel the same way about tickets. I feel the exact same way about parking tickets. I'm like, yo, I can't even be mad. I can't even be mad. Just charge it to the game. Just charge it to the game. If you prorate that ticket for all the times that you didn't get a ticket, be nothing. So you're good. You know what I mean? You're good. Don't worry about it. Kid said, I learned the Baby Ruth pool trick pretty young. You put it in the pool? I'll tell you, I never put it in the pool. What I did do one time, it wasn't a Baby Ruth. I think it was like a Milky Way or something like that. We were at like a resort type thing. I feel like the statute of limitations is up on this. It's 2024, so this probably would have been in the 90s. So I feel like the statute of limitations is hopefully up on that. We were at some sort of resort. I don't remember how old I was. I probably was 6, 7, something like that. So my family was at a resort. I always get nervous. My wife just texts me. I always get nervous when she texts me during the live. Because I had asked, is the statute of limitations up? So, and then she texts me. So I didn't know if she was like, it's not safe. But no, it was about something else. We were at some sort of resort, and it was like a pool, and it had a bunch of slides that go into the pool. I felt like if I had done the Baby Ruth, and I don't know the exact Baby Ruth trick that you're referring to, Kit, but I feel like if I would have done the Baby Ruth, it might not have been found. And 7-year-old me just I need to see, I need to be there to see everything, right? So what I did is I went down the slide, and then when I got off the slide, I went and placed the Milky Way, not a whole Milky Way. Which is key, because if it was a whole Milky Way, that's a little obvious. It was the fun size. I placed a fun size at the bottom of the slide, and I placed the fun size at the bottom of the slide, and my sister actually was the next one to come down the slide, and I was like, I blamed her for doing it. Not because I wanted her to get in trouble, just because I just wanted her to notice it. So when she noticed it, she flipped out and then went and told the people, and then everybody flipped out. It actually ended up being quite ignorant because they made everybody get out the pool, and I think it closed for like 48 hours. Like I think we couldn't get back in the pool for the rest of the time we were there because I decided to put a fun-sized Milky. I was quite a menace, actually, now that I think about it. I regret that. It was kind of miserable the next day, not being able to get into the pool, and also not being able to share that it was just a Milky Way, right? Because I didn't want to get in trouble. So there you have it. It's called True Confessions.
Right over here. So you're up first, my man.
Yo, I'm Kale Martin, and I'm a big fan of both of y'all. You guys are both fucking legends. And I just want to,
Where's your mother at?
My mother? Who do you think's got a higher body count? What's your body count, Jake? Wow. What's your body count?
No.
Where's this kid's mother?
Yeah.
Jake, you think yours is higher? Type shit, we outside, go, boom, bitch. Ah!
Well done, little man.
I love you guys, motherfucker.
Okay, all right.
I love you guys.
Well done. Holy smokes.
Wow.
So,
man.
I shared this with my wife because our son, the little baby, the little innocent baby that I used to describe probably as recent as 3 weeks to a month ago, long gone. Long gone. I don't know where the sweet, innocent baby that I used to know is. That kid is so mischievous. He is just involved in anything. And he has a unique sense, the sixth sense, to know exactly what you don't want him to do and exactly what you don't want him to touch. It's unbelievable. He crawls towards the dog's bed, which we don't want him in because the dog's bed is filthy. I get up to go pick him up from the dog's bed, realize I left the remotes unattended. So then he crawls towards and tries to get the remotes. I go and take the remotes and put those away. He crawls towards my phone, which is like the dirtiest thing in the house. So I go and take my phone away. He crawls towards a lamp and is about to pull it down on his hand. I'm like, bro, you're not interested in none of the little soft balls over there? Come on. Like, really? You're not interested in none of these made for baby colorful rings? It's just the phone and the remote and the dog bed and the lamp and the tricycle that will fall on you. Those are the only things you are interested in. The door that you close your fingers in, you're very interested in that. Bro, I'm like, what? This kid is so far ahead of his time in realizing what is the thing that you most want me to stay away from. He knows. He's a mind reader. He's a mind reader. And so at this point, he's gotten to this point in a month. 4 weeks he's gotten to this point. Nothing is off the table for what this kid could turn into. Nothing is off the table. So I send that to my wife, kind of as a joke, but also kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know. And let it not go unnoticed that I'm sitting here complaining. I'm sitting here complaining about how mischievous my son is after I talked about putting the Milky Way on the slide and getting it shut down for 24 hours. I'm aware. You know, it's like me and high blood pressure. You know, it's not but so much I can do. Like me and sugar. It's not but so much I can do. This is the body I was given. That is the mind that he was given. It's not even but so much he can do, I suppose. You know, we probably are not too far away from my wife just blaming me. Right? We're probably very close to he does something and she just blames me. And I can't even defend myself because I put the Milky Way on the slide. Like I can't even defend myself. All right. Kit said it was this place called Slitterbahn or something, has a hot tub bar. I couldn't find a restroom while there, so I pissed all those old dudes at the bar probably 20 times one day when I went there. No rain. Hot tubs are, I mean, I get in them. I do get in them, but they are, yeah, it's rough. It's rough in there. You get away with it back then, but now people are putting stuff in pools that make the water change colors when you do it. Note, if I ever get to a pool, do not invite nephew Reese to the party. I'm just participating in pool culture. You know what I mean? I'm just participating in the pool culture. Is that not a part of pool culture? Kit just put you on. Is that not one of the critical building blocks of pool culture? Yeah, baby, using them play with the boxes and all the things come in. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe if I introduce more new things, more like different things, he might be interested in that. But I mean, it's his ability to find. He's like, I'm gonna find something that you don't want me to do. I know I look entertained right now with the thing that you got for me, but I'm gonna find something you don't want me to do. Just wait.
The young white fellow flies into the water. He knows they won't follow him there.
This was funny to me.
You can see the young white fellow flies into the water. He knows they won't follow him there.
It says when you're out in the wild and it's survival of the fittest.
You can see the young white fellow flies into the water. He knows they won't follow him there.
That is hilarious. The way they just there splashing them but staying out of the water is so funny to me. The stereotype about black people in pools was clearly not accurate in my experience. I swim. I love to swim. I love the water. I love the water. But that doesn't make it not funny. I can get behind it. That doesn't make it not funny. Kit said, you ever rent a hotel in your own city just to have access to a pool for a day? Now, I might do something like that with kids. I might do something like that. But I mean, we talked about how gross hot tubs are. Hotel pools has to be the dirtiest water this side of the East River. Like, it has to be. It has to be. I mean, hotel pools, you could not. Now that I have children and I realize how much of their energy they can expend in a pool, I will get into the pool for the greater good. You know, for the greater good, I will get into the pool for my kids to tire them out and get them ready for bed. But you could not pay me. You can't pay me to get into a hotel pool by myself. I used to do it back in the day. Like when I was traveling doing comedy, I used to go get in pools. Like when I would stay at the hotel, I would go get in pools, but ain't no way. Kid said, do you realize how hot Texas is? Well, it gotta be hotter if you got some flesh-eating disease. I'm sure it's a whole hell of a lot hotter if you got some sort of bacteria eating you up from the inside because you decide to go into a hotel pool that is 78% urine. We're not doing that. I grew up on hoses. You want to go to the pool? We got a hose. I mean, they used to take me to the pool, but 70% of the time it was, why don't you go get that hose, wet yourself up in the back? Or they got a baby pool. We had a baby pool that we got when my sister came around, and they acted like I was supposed to get in the baby pool at like 12, 13 years old. Hey, we want to get in the pool. We got a pool at home. Why don't you go fill up that baby pool, which, I mean, it takes like 30 minutes to fill up with water, with freezing cold water, by the way, because water out the hose. Takes like 30 minutes to put freezing cold water in there, and then you get into the baby pool. B Hummel says Arizona is hot and Iraq is hotter. It's 60 degrees in Shoreline, Washington. I wouldn't mind 60 degrees right now. I wouldn't even mind 60 degrees right now. I can get with that.
Your mom doesn't play.
Dale.
So this might be a little small to you guys, but it said when your mom doesn't play and this woman throws a shoe on a rope. I don't know how far that is. 30 yards? Is that about 30 yards? Something like that? And hits
when your mom doesn't play.
Dale.
Oh, the contact was beautiful. I could have ran that at the beginning. That's just different generations, you know. Now we have to do gentle parenting, which actually worked out quite well for me last night, my gentle parenting. But that's just one of the things that I have to take into consideration. Do no harm, right? But that's exactly what used to happen with us. That's exactly what used to happen with us. Instead of spending $50 at the aquarium, take your kids to an Asian supermarket instead. I would have thought this might have been racist, but the people who posted it are Asian. So I like it. I am here for any and all cheap parenting hacks. As Auntie Melanie talked about, have them playing with the boxes. I'm here for that. Kid said it's over 100 in Texas. I wouldn't be doing a live. I would not. As I said on Tuesday, I got to figure something out because this 2 p.m. live something, literally planning to go live at the hottest time of the day. That's not it. While I'm on the topic, because I just happen to see my fade and the thing. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, and it is so painful to know that I'm going to do a whole live and get a haircut like the very next day. Like, this is the worst my hair is going to look, and I'm going to do a whole hour live that I'm going to use to cut up into clips with your hair looking the worst it could possibly look, like on the last day. I'm so frustrated by that. I'm so frustrated, but there's nothing I can do. You don't work on Thursdays. And then, you know, I could be like, well, the best day for me to get a haircut is on a Tuesday. I look fresh for my Tuesday live. I look fresh for my Thursday live. Well, then I got to go experiment with a new barber. Last time I did that, I ended up going from the long locks to the little short bush because that's how much he jacked me up. In fact, I think I had 3 sides. I think I had it down the back. And it was just a fade on the sides. Now the back is gone because that's how bad new barber got me. Changed my whole hair plan.
I think you have the wrong person. I don't think so, Dad.
Okay, so So this is called text to sing. So this is a text exchange set to music.
Daddy, what you want? I think you have the wrong person. I don't think so, Daddy. This is not your dad. I know you're my daddy. No, 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 this is Ken from math class. I sit right in front of you. I know who you are, then why are you calling me daddy? Come over, I'll show you. How could I be your dad? We're the same age. Do you need help finding him? It's really late. Are you in trouble? Maybe you should call the police. Oh my God, never mind. Your didn't really text you. Yeah, I think she's looking for her dad. She wants to hook up with you. She does. She's so hot. Didn't she just invite you over? No, she just keeps calling me daddy. Do you think she wants you? It does. Yes, dude. Are you sure? Calling a boy daddy is hot. Haven't you ever nicely texted before? Not like this. This feels weird. That doesn't matter. I'm not her dad. Why would she want to hook up with her dad? It's like super weird. So I'm thinking so hard. Why do you want to hook up with her? Yeah, then let her call you daddy. Let her call you anything. It's crazy, man. I let her call me poopy. If it's what she was into, okay, you're wrong. Oh, daddy was just teasing. Wanna come over? Ladies, what's your address? See you soon, daddy. Seems to mommy. Why you calling me that? What you mean, mommy?
So this made me laugh because it just reminded me of how naive and trash my game used to be. Not that it got better. It just, I haven't had to exhibit game in quite some time since I've been married. So this just made me laugh. It reminded me of something that definitely could have happened to a younger me. I was curious when you said the 80s must be in style or something. I can smell the Aquanet coming from that song. Oh, so you're talking about the song. I thought you were talking about the fact that they kept using daddy. That's why I thought you thought the 80s. Because I was like, daddy, that would be 70s, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be 70s slang? Daddy? I mean, they used to use like cat daddy and stuff like that in like the 50s, right? So maybe it's 50s. When did they start when did they start using daddy? I feel like the 50s. I could hear 50s. I could hear 70s. Anyway, not anything I ever went with. I always thought the daddy thing was very weird. So I obviously don't use it. I don't ask for it. We're not doing that.
Can I ask you, honey, is this your house? I'm the listing agent. May I help you? Yeah, my name is Mrs. Leona Campbell, and I live a couple blocks down the way, and I was walking by, and I just noticed, honey, that there is a misprint on these flyers that you got. There's way too many zeros.
That's not a misprint. 1 million is the price.
$1 million? Oh my goodness! Really, for this house? Honey, is there a gold mine in the basement?
Don't be silly, there is no basement.
No basement? Oh, honey, did George Washington sleep here?
No.
No. Is there a Cineplex upstairs?
No.
Yeah. These housing prices be wild. These housing prices be absolutely wild. I saw that. That is definitely DC, but it didn't have to be DC. That could have been anywhere. Now, granted, if I'm on the opposite side and I'm a seller, then I want what the market will bear, but I'm not. All right. In any event, Auntie Melanie said cat daddy or even big daddy, but just not daddy. I just feel like daddy period is weird. I always thought, now maybe it could be a gender thing, right? Maybe it's a gender thing. Even somebody calling me, I guess somebody calling me cat daddy would be fine. Big daddy would be not appropriate. I got the bird chest and the chicken wings. I'm definitely nobody's big daddy. And daddy period is just uncomfortable. That's very uncomfortable. I think the daddy thing is weird. And as misguided as the young man was that he started going with mommy, that shows how weird freaking daddy is. That shows exactly how weird going with daddy is. Exactly how you feel about mommy is how I feel about daddy. It's uncomfortable. Takes me to a place that we don't need to go. What else do I want to get into? I actually think that was about it for today, which is good. We timed this out quite well. For those of you that subscribe to the other channel, I just put out the video on Cameron's interview last night on CNN, which I told you was deeply conflicting. I realized the conflict in the comments, or the conversation in the comments, is exactly the conversation I had in my head when I filmed it. Because it's bunch of people being like, "You're lame. It was funny," and a bunch of other people being like, "It was wildly inappropriate. It was extremely disrespectful." And I was like, I cannot disagree with either one of those. I cannot disagree. That was the needle that I had to thread in making that video. But that's out. Today, I'm not sure what I'm going to put out today. I am going to put a video out today. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to put out today. Most likely, it will be a Bobert inspired video from the terrible last week that she's had. So I think I'm gonna go all in on the absurdity of Bobert today. I have a video about Project 2025. Hopefully that'll be ready tomorrow. And I also have my races of the week, which will be out this weekend. And I got a piece on Maggie Haberman. My man Kit helped me out with that, as well as Andy. That'll be out this weekend as well. So you guys be on the lookout for all that. And I have a Ted Cruz thing. I got to talk about Ted Cruz just being completely spineless. And yes, Texas, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. I don't want to go too far and reveal too much on this channel, because this channel is for fun and fuckery. The other channel is to talk about what's going on in the world today. So I might have to holler at Ted Cruz as well. But this has been fun. As I mentioned, I would love to have some guests come join me on this channel. And so if you have anybody who you feel like would be great for me to have a conversation with, I would love for you to suggest them. Feel free to post it in the comments or send me an email to reese.waters@gmail.com. I also have an email list that I send out a newsletter every so often, so you can email me if you would like to get on my newsletter as well. And if you have suggestions for videos, you can email me at reese.waters. A lot of people have been doing that lately. And this is my Way of Waters channel. This is the one for for peace and love and therapy and all that good stuff. If you'd like to subscribe, it is youtube.com/Way of Waters. That is the channel. My main channel is just at Reese Waters. If you are on Twitter, it is the exact same handle that I have on Twitter. So I'm live here every Thursday. So you'll see me back here next Thursday at 2 p.m. But I'm live on the main channel at 2 p.m. every Tuesday. So my next live will be 2 p.m. on Tuesday. Much love. You guys have a great weekend. I have a family in town this weekend and next weekend. So I'm gonna have some stories. So stay tuned for that. Much love. And thank you all for rocking with me. Thanks to everybody in the chat, to Auntie Melanie and Kit and my man Supervillain and Be Humble and Michael McCullough bragging about it being cool in Shoreline, Washington. I know about Washington weather. All you guys, I appreciate all your comments, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Oh, my girl Yolanda. Yeah, Yolanda, you got in before the buzzer. Bam. You like Jaylen Brown. Thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday.